Hello. That's great. That's very nice. I'm somehow not able to turn my camera around right now, so you can just look at my wine for a moment. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How's everybody doing?
I am doing well.
I have not shaved in a while.
Well, it is a pandemic, so you don't really need to.
Yeah, probably not. We found a woolly bear, a caterpillar, and Paul is making a little habitat for him.
It's good
Thank
to
you,
have
Paul.
hobbies.
Yeah. So that's what we're up to out here. I hope everyone else is doing well.
I hope so too. I like the classiness of drinking directly out of the bottle.
At this point, who needs a glass? Who am I trying to impress?
That's fair.
There's not a,
That's
there's
fair.
not a whole lot going on out here. So I tell anybody, if you have a bottle and you don't have a glass, like you're 50% there, dude, and that can be 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted
Wait,
when
Stark just asked if I'm gonna get shit faced again. Who's to say I'm not already shit faced?
yeah, Stark, he is a professional at this. Um, so I want to get started with this because last time it was just you and me the whole time. This time we're going to talk to a few of our other chapter heads around the world. But
Yes, yeah, we
but
got a good
before
slate.
we do, but before we do that, I would like to ask you what a couple of questions
I'm here.
that we were kind of talking with some of the chapter heads about, but um, has your watch have your watch habits changed at all while you're out there? Are you just putting the same thing on every day, or are you changing
No,
it
I'm,
up?
I'm almost embarrassed to say this that the watch I'm wearing the most now is that Apple Watch that I bought as a joke. Now, I didn't buy it as a joke. I bought it as a legitimate. You know what? Let's write an article on this. Let's talk about a guy who has steadfastly resisted the siren song of the smartwatch. And now with the Series 5 Apple Watch, and it's finally always on, something that Android Wear watches were already doing. But for Apple Watch, this was a big deal. So now with something that wasn't just a computer on your wrist, it could actually work as a watch. So I thought, let me try this fucker out. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't hate it. And since I'm not trying to wear a new watch every day to go out, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of my identity, since I don't have much of one, I'm a bald guy with a beard who wears black. In New York City, you see me coming and going 20 times a day. So, so my watch is something to me that's a little different. Even if no one else sees it, I know it's there. And now that I'm stuck in Connecticut, um, and I don't see anybody, and we've been inside forever, I don't need that. And so what I like is to have the watch, and I don't always have my phone with me. And I get my alerts, I get emails, and so it's kind of pathetic. Like I've turned into the person that I hate. And is that what the coronavirus is going to do to us? I don't know.
I hope not. I hope
I
not.
hope not. But I brought three watches out with me today as I sit outside in this bucolic setting. But
Well,
I do
show
play
them
with
to
my
us.
watches. I still look at them. I arrange them. I still play with what we call my metal Barbie dolls. But definitely the collecting, the wearing is different now that I'm trapped in the house all day. How about
Well, why
you?
don't you? Well, for me, I've been kind of doing the same thing that I usually do, which is um, I'm a little lazy sometimes, and I just pick up. I'm like, I'm not going to rummage through the watch box. I'm just going to pick up the thing that's sitting on top of my like dressing table
Hey,
in
M.
my
Duckett,
closet.
no. Sorry.
No, he will not wear an Invicta. But no, I've just been doing the same thing. So there's been like three or four watches that are in heavy rotation just because they were not in a watch box. Um,
Wait, I wish we could get Mr. Park here. Sorry, go on.
right. But I pulled another one out today, actually, that I hadn't been wearing a lot, and well, it was yesterday actually, but
Yes,
Split the.
Letitia.
So I pulled this guy out of the safe because to take the photo to post about this Instagram live, and I've been mesmerized by the beauty of the dial
Well,
ever
hold on.
since.
One thing, really, because I've seen all these questions coming in. We have
Mhm.
one from Call Him Dizzy. That's an interesting question. We can't address it right now, but there is an option for you to ask questions that Kathleen will then moderate and give out to us. So maybe, Kathleen, if you could give them a little.
Yeah, yeah. So uh there's a little button at the bottom if you want to ask questions, there's a little button at the bottom of your screen underneath Adam's beard that has a little question mark on it.
Right
And
here.
if yeah, it's right under there. And if you hit that, you can put a question in the question queue, and then I will pull those up and start taking those questions in a little while. So anybody that wants, because the comments go by so fast that we'll miss everything if you just put it in the comments. So if you can put them in the question queue, that'd be great. But yeah, so it's very nice. I just love this piece, the Clean Ocean, the
Yeah.
Oris Clean Ocean, and it's just such a cool the back of it. Wow, I'm having a hard time handling this one-handed. I guess I know how it is for people to how people usually do things one-handed, but so
I could do a lot of things one handed.
so this is the
This
case
is
back
one
of
of
this.
them.
Yeah, that really only does take one hand. Um, the
There's
case
something
back of
else.
these are all unique. So anybody who hasn't seen these before, it's really cool. It's ocean plastic that their partners have cleaned up from the ocean. So
But but there's something about what Oris does, and I know we're a little biased. Everybody knows we did a watch with them, which is I still think the best version of the Diver 65 ever. And yes, I'm biased, but they kind of know who they are. They know what they're doing, and they bring so much value to the table.
yeah,
And the Aquas to me is a perfect example of that. Some people have an issue with the proprietary lugs, and I understand that, I do, but I also think that's part and parcel with what the watch is. And I have an Aquas myself that I love. I loved them when they were the TTs. That was the incarnation before they changed the name to the Aquas. And honestly, they get so much credit. But
yeah,
yours, I mean, really. And
it's
they
so
do
stunning.
great work on dials, again, at a price. I would almost say that one of my favorite sort of dial companies, and at a price that mere mortals can afford, and again, I use that lightly, is Grand Seiko. That
Yeah,
they do so many different dials and different, and it's just amazing. But we're talking 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. I think that what Oris does in the $2,000, $3,000 range, I don't think they get enough credit for it.
no, it's really
I really don't.
stunning. Their dials are always just super beautiful, and I think you get
Yeah,
a lot of bang for your
and
buck with
yours is
this
a
stuff.
perfect example of that. And what was the list on that watch?
Uh, somewhere around 2 grand. I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
exactly
no,
what it
it
was.
may be
Yeah.
maybe $2,200
I think it was something. I
for a
think it was
limited
2,200
edition.
on the bracelet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive.
Well, VJ's here,
Trinidad
so
and
VJ.
Tobago. I want to be down there. Hey, Kendall. Sorry.
I just saw VJ show up. VJ, what was list on this watch?
Yeah, Beach. Just get in there.
Yeah, just
I see we got
chime
a lot of
in the
Grand
comments.
Seiko fans here, and I love
Yeah,
seeing that. But I love
yeah.
seeing 2,200. We were right. Thank you, VJ.
Thanks, VJ.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but I'm sorry. I'm jumping in because I'm getting drunk now.
well,
Go
I
figure.
mean, it's wine o'clock at all times now. All right.
I
So,
got yelled at by my wife last night.
do you have any other watches you want to show me, or can I invite
Wait, burp
another?
if you love Grand Seiko. That was from Charles. Well, no, actually,
That's
it's funny. Speaking of, because the watches I brought out on the deck with me, and again, this is the RedBar with this sort of oxblood dial that, again, I love. And I mean, look, it could be the color of puke. It would still be a beautiful watch, but I did bring this out with me because I love it. Um,
yeah.
so
It's
there.
such a It's such a great piece. I actually have that one. Well, it was on the wine bottle that I was showing at the very beginning,
Yes,
but
it was. I saw that.
yeah, well, it matches the dial kind of matches the color of the wine that I'm drinking. So,
There you go. I don't know
but
what
I
the
do
color
love
of the
that. I
wine
love
is
that. It's one of my favorite
in the
watches in my
bottle.
whole collection. So,
Well, I would hope so.
yeah. All right. So if you don't have anything further to show us, I'll take a couple
So,
questions and then I'm gonna.
yeah, let's do some questions first
Okay.
because I'm gonna get fucked
Um,
up. I
well,
got a
this
whole
is an
bottle.
easy one. What are you drinking?
Oh, all right. So I have a Freak Show Zinfandel. It's actually a brand that I love. It's a this one's a Zinfandel, but they do a blend that is delicious as well. And honestly, like it's California, but I love these guys, and the price is right. In New York, you're going to pay a little more for it, but out here in the sticks in Connecticut, I can get it for $15.
Sweet.
And
Uh,
I am not a wealthy man, so I really need to husband my resources when it comes to watches and booze.
so this is what I'm drinking, which is probably a little bit more expensive than that.
Yeah, because you're Kathleen.
Well, I am Kathleen. This is actually I treated myself to
Thank
a
you.
couple of
Carson's drinking
bottles.
wine. Sorry, go on.
Nice. I treated myself to a couple of bottles of this because it's my favorite producer, my favorite region. It's just a Cote de Rhone. It's really delicious. So that is what
I
I
think
am
if I
drinking.
hold it up higher, my head looks thinner. My head looks like an egg,
You look like an egg with a beard.
like a hairy
Um,
egg. I don't like that. All right, go
let's
on. Sorry, Kathleen.
see.
Shut up, Charles. Nobody asked you. Sorry.
Let's see. Here's a good one for you. What's the deal with being the world's biggest Hoff fan?
What's the deal with you not being the world's biggest Hoff fan? I feel like I should have more competition here. The man is a god walking among us mortals, and the more people that recognize that, like the better positioned we are to survive this crisis we're in. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I've got any other questions. Here you go. And you feel, Atom, you can feel free to chime in the comments. How much
Yeah.
longer until Atom's beard catches up with Atom's beard?
How long is never?
Yeah, I don't know if you gotta.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're,
nobody unless I'm in ZZ Top. No, this is not a competition that I intend to engage in or have any desire to win.
all right.
Yeah,
Let's see what else
yeah.
here.
There is no try. Adam has it right. Sunny out.
This is a question from Carson. Do you take off your watch when you wash your hands?
Kathleen, I'll let you answer that first, and then I will answer it.
It depends on what watch I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a vintage watch, I will. But if I'm wearing a water-resistant watch, I don't. Although, it depends on sort of the hand washing protocol I'm doing. If I'm coming back in from getting groceries or something like that, I take everything off of my wrists and scrub. So.
All right. Well, I will say that, yeah, it's what Kathleen said. If I have a watch that's water resistant and can handle what I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot of dishes now because our dishwasher out here in Connecticut is broken, and I tried to order a new one. Apparently, that's not an essential business, so I don't have a new dishwasher coming anytime soon. But typically, no, I don't take. And honestly, if it's a water-resistant watch, that's a good time to wash it. It's a good time to get that crud off it. It's one thing I have to say. People are always like, oh my God, I get it. The watch is water resistant, but if I get subs and surfactants on it, then all of a sudden the seals don't work. That's bullshit. Okay. You can get soap on your watch and then rinse it off. It's fine. And I see all these people, especially at RedBar, and you flip the watch over and it's just all this crud, all this disgusting, like dead skin and who knows what. And you know why? Because they don't want to get it wet. I don't want to get soap on it.
Yeah.
Stop being babies, guys. Like
Yeah,
you can wash your fucking watch. You can get soap on it, and guess what? You're rinsing it off. If you leave your watch in a tub of soapy water, I don't know. Maybe then the seals might have an issue. Otherwise, clean your watch just like you're going to clean the rest of your body. Don't be
Okay, so
gross.
got a couple of other questions. I'm going to get into some more serious questions now. But
That's a serious question.
this is, will the delay for Patek, Tudor, and Rolex affect
Oh,
what and
look at
when new
Zach
watches
jumping
are
in there.
released, or just when? So I think this is really interesting. One is that Rolex said that they were pushing back their release date, and two, that they didn't postpone it and they didn't give a new date. They just said,
Yeah,
we're
we don't
not
know
going to
when
do it
that's.
right now. And I
We're
think
not.
that also is very interesting with the timing of the. I don't know if you saw the piece on SJX today about the exhibitor group that sent a letter to MCH about Baselworld. That's great. That's really fantastic. But I think that's really interesting. I don't know what to make of it because we literally don't know. Shit, it's changing every single day, so we literally don't know what's happening. But I think it might delay. I think it might affect the timing for everybody, because if the big brands are pushing their stuff back, other brands may choose to take that void and announce things earlier. So what do you think about that, Adam?
What? Oh, we're being serious. I think it's the smart move right now, and they're not the only brands that are doing this. Um, we don't have a big venue. We don't have a big space to kind of announce stuff right now. And look, and there are brands that are just sort of moving forward like business as usual. That's fine too if that works for you. I think for Rolex and Patek, these guys are market movers. They're brands that collectors listen to. They're brands that and admittedly, Patek Philippe doesn't have the volume, say, that Rolex does, but it's Patek fucking Philippe. Um, they want to have the biggest audience possible, so they need to do what makes sense for them. I think for the world at large, in terms of the watch world, yeah, we have to put things on hold right now. Um, the brands that want to kind of just keep moving forward, that makes sense too. But we're off the map. As I've said this before, I'll say it again, and it doesn't just apply to watches, but we're off the map, and there be dragons here. Uh, Up is down, left is right, black is white. Nobody knows what works. We're throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks. Our
Yeah.
industry is the epitome of non-essential. For us, anybody who's tuning into this right now, it is essential. There's a camaraderie here. There's something that connects us that goes beyond, uh, the typical, shall we say. But at the end of the day, watches aren't going to save the world. They're not going to cure cancer. They're not going to put men on the moon, and they're certainly not going to stop this virus. But it's still something that's bringing people together, which makes me really happy. In spite of how drunk I am, I can act. I'm pretty fucking drunk, right? I pre-gamed, by the way, which I do all the time. But um, there's value in the community that we have, but in terms of the industry as a whole, we really have to. We're in a holding pattern.
Yeah.
We
Agreed.
don't know what's going to work.
All right.
I think it's right to delay on some level, but the brands that want to just sally forth, God bless you. I'm gonna drink.
So there's one other,
Again, Carson is right. Watches are art. Sorry.
so I have one other hard question, one other serious question, and one that's like
I don't
less.
want serious questions.
You're getting one. Do you agree that
Motherfucker.
it's irresponsible to be selling or trading watches
This
during
was
the
I
outbreak?
talked I called this out earlier. This is when I said we have to get on this, Jan. Do you agree that it is irresponsible to be selling trading during the outbreak? I can't click this to see. I've encountered a few people.
Yeah, I
What's
can't
the
see
rest of the question?
the rest
Well,
of the
here, okay,
question.
all right. You know what? I'm gonna say what I gotta
It's
say about
it's
this.
about in-person
I get
transactions.
it.
He's saying that people are asking for in-person transactions and they don't
Yeah, no. Here's the deal.
understand why he won't do it.
Honestly, and I agree. I say that always with buying watches, on the secondhand market. You buy the seller first. I'm sorry, I got like gas because of the wine. Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm good. One more. Okay. Wait, is it? Did I just turn the? I didn't even hit that button.
I don't understand. You're showing us all kinds of parts of your deck and porch and stuff.
I really feel like I didn't do that. I can't repost it facing me because this question is in my face. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna hold it over there. You
Here,
can
I'll
look at it.
take it. No, I took the question away, so you can.
You don't
So you
know, but I
can
want. Oh wait. Can I? How do I turn this around?
just. It's the. There's up on the upper left. There's a little thing to turn it the other way.
There's no upper left on my thing. It just says RedBar crew with Craniotes. All right, you know, guys, here we go. Can you see me?
Yes.
All right, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I hope I don't have too many chins, but I do feel that in-face, in-person watch trades right now are irresponsible. I think that at the end of the day, you know, you buy the seller before you buy the watch. If it's someone you trust, you know, then you make the transaction. I can literally count on my fingers how many times in the past, I don't know, zillion years that I've done face-to-face transactions that it's been an issue. And that was, you know, and I never did it. Typically, it's through the internet, and I can do a little research, little due diligence. You're reasonable, I'm reasonable. You're legitimate, I'm legitimate. Let's do this shit. But right now, we really need to minimize our contact. So I think for certain high dollar watches, we're talking like $100,000 Richard Milles and independent pieces. You know, maybe just wait.
Yeah,
Do you
I
need the
think
money
so.
right now? I don't know. Wait till we get out of this crisis. If it's a $5,000 this or that or whatever, like typically you wouldn't probably meet face to face anyway. So
Right.
do what you got to do. But we really, I can't stress this enough. And hold on a second. I can't stress enough. Like, stay the fuck at home. Don't interact with people. It's
All right.
that simple.
It really is. So one more question, and then I'm gonna kick you off of here and bring some other folks on.
Please
Um,
do.
this is, do you have a huge stash of Mondays with Adam illustrations, and where do they come from?
Oh,
Also, we can't see you anymore.
yeah. I don't. How does Kathleen? You broke this.
I didn't break it. You touched something wrong.
You touched something wrong. I'm gonna hold on. You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm fixing.
All right. So I'm gonna invite someone else in now. Um, Let me see if I can get the thing to work. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties also. All right. All right. You can look at my wine in the meantime. There we go. Hello.
Hey, hey, how you doing?
Good. And then taking me off of the screen. So, how are you, David?
I am good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
What are you drinking this evening? Gin?
What am I working? I am drinking. No, actually, I am drinking red wine from a
Ah,
Tiger bottle,
very nice. Very nice.
and I will move on to gin later.
Okay. Oh,
I'm gin.
great. So, what? So we were talking earlier about this, but what? Well, first I'll tell everybody this is David from our. You run how many of our chapters in the UK now?
Some
Some of them.
of them.
Several of our chapters in the UK, and so I wanted to ask you about your well, first of all, what your the difference in your watch wearing habits are now that you're kind of stuck at home, even though we're all talking about watches all the time to each other in the background.
Yeah.
Um, what
So
what's
I,
changed for you?
a bit like Adam, funnily enough, the one watch that I do wear all the time is the depressing electronic one, which I do literally wear every day. But I think one of the biggest things I've done probably since we've been stuck in the house for God knows how many weeks is actually trying to wear some of the watches that I maybe don't wear normally so much, and just trying to try different things on, have a laugh with ones that maybe get missed quite a lot. But yeah, it's all good.
Good.
Enjoying it.
And do you have any specific ones that are getting, more wear or more attention than usual besides your electronic accessory?
Yep, I've been wearing quite a few of my Swatch watches actually. As some folk will know, I actually one of my big things is Swatch watches. So I've been wearing quite a few Swatch watches that I wouldn't ordinarily probably wear daily, and pulling quite a lot of them out and raking through boxes of them and finding unusual ones that I've been enjoying wearing again. But I suppose one of my more recent ones I've been wearing quite a lot actually is the Q,
Oh,
which
nice.
is new, which I picked up just before we get told to stay in the house. So yeah, been enjoying that actually. It's a really cool piece actually. If you can get your hands on one, I would recommend it. And wearing that quite a bit. Yeah, so that's that. And I know a lot of folk were talking when they were talking to Adam about enjoying GSs. So I am actually wearing one today, which I believe you want to steal.
I do want to steal that, yes, a little bit. Tell us a little bit about it, because
Well, this is my Godzilla, which is if Corona decides to go through my letterbox, he's got to fight Corona. He's got to fight Godzilla first. I still think I'll lose that fight, but I had to wear it as well because it's got a bit of red in it. Although the camera is not so good, so you probably can't
yeah,
see it great. But
you'd be able to see it a little better if you had like slightly better lighting. But
well, it's there you go. Is that
there
better?
you go. That looks much better.
There you go.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful dial. And to Adam's earlier point, Grand Seiko does just stunning dials, just absolutely stunning dials. Like they're really, really fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this was one that from the minute I saw what they were launching, I was like, "Yep, I have to have that." And to be fair, it was a lot more challenging to get it than it usually is. I suppose one of the things that we're good at is we know a few of the folk, and especially over here, we know like Handsome Rob is obviously with GS, but even he struggled to nail me one down, but we found one eventually, so it's all good.
That's good. And what else? What else do you have? You have anything else with you?
And what else have I got with me? I'll turn my camera around. I've also got this little thing, which is one from my hometown of Glasgow, which is one of the Anordains. Maybe if I pick it up, it'll be better. So this is one of the Anordains with the enamel dial, which is a pink enamel dial. This is one of the original Model 1s that they did. And
Yeah.
of course, with the strap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see.
What's the lug width on that watch?
Yes.
It's
got
the
lugs.
lug width is yes. Okay.
Yeah, it is 18, I think. Let's see if it says anywhere on here.
It doesn't say on the
Absolutely
straps,
does not.
unfortunately.
No, 18. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say 18 because that sounds like a number that sounds reasonable.
That does sound reasonable. I
go.
believe so. Anordain is a really cool. I think they do some really great work with their enamel dials. They're doing one of these Instagram lives with Worn and Wound later this week, I think.
Yeah, I think they're going to do one with us through one of the RedBar channels, maybe next week sometime as well. But yeah, they are. For anyone that doesn't know the brand, you should definitely have a look. They're a cool brand, and I think one of the nice things about them is that the enamel dials, they do them all in-house, and they've got, I think, 3, maybe 4 people now that are specialising in making the enamel dials, and they've obviously moved into various colours, different styles, different designs of enamel dials, but the kind of craftsmanship in them is absolutely amazing. They really don't show in photographs until you get one in your hand and have a look at
it. So they, what was didn't they just do a limited edition piece with one of the local retailers?
Yeah, actually, so they brought out the Model 1. I think they did 300 pieces of it, and then they finished it. They then brought in the Model 2, which is a smaller piece. I think it's 36 or 37 mil, and it's got a couple of different enamel dial styles. They're doing it, but they're bringing out the Model 1 Mark II effectively, which is coming out quite soon. In fact, I think it's just out. But as you were saying, James Porter and Son, who are a kind of
Yeah.
family-owned jewellers in Glasgow, are their only official outlet other than their own website, and they've actually done some kind of, for want of a better phrase, a bit like the Pateks with the Tiffany stamps on the dials. They've done those dials with the James Porter stamps on the dials for them. So they've done a limited batch of those for those guys. So it's a really nice little point of difference if you want to get an Anardane watch from Glasgow, from a Glasgow retailer that's stamped by that Glasgow retailer. It's quite a nice little touch.
That's really cool. That's really great.
It's really cool. And there's no upcharge for them. It's basically exactly the same as the standard piece. So, you know, if you can get your hands on one, you'll get one of the few. I think they've only done 2 of each colour that they're doing like that. So there's only going to be about 10 or 12 pieces maximum with that stamp on them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that makes me want one more now.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were quite that limited.
Yeah, me too. I want one too.
Well, I'm surprised. You want a watch?
Me? No idea
Shocking.
what you're talking about.
So shocking.
Outrageous. I resemble that comment.
All right. Well, I'm
Dave,
gonna.
Apparently, Dave needs better light. Nobody needs to see me in better light.
Well, a few people also have complained that they can't understand a word that you're saying. I'm sure you know all of the people who are saying that as well.
Yeah, do most of them live on
They're
the other
fuckers.
side of the other side of the big swimming pool? Is that where they live?
I don't know. All right. Let me see if there's any questions in the queue that make sense right now. But let's see here.
I'm reading these comments. There's some beauties.
There's some really good comments.
Yeah.
Here's because I'm going to put this question up for you because you have several Speedmasters. Can you wash a Speedmaster?
Well, if you want me to take it literally, yes, you can. As to whether it would like it or not, that's a completely different question. I mean, it's normally 100-meter water resistant, so I suppose it depends. If it gets the odd splash, it'll be fine. But if you were to put it under running water, I think the thing folk forget is running water is a much higher much higher pressure than actually just static water. So I certainly wouldn't be running one under a tap anytime soon. But I think if you were to use a damp towel or something to give it a wash to wipe it down, you should be, as long as it's new and you know the seals are good, you shouldn't have any problems with it. But again, I wouldn't necessarily go pressing buttons underwater or running it under a running tap. But yeah, I mean, if you give it the same as anything, if you give it a wipe down with a damp wet cloth, you should be absolutely fine. As Adam says, get the cheese off the back.
Yeah, because we don't want to. Nobody wants to see cheese.
The only stinky cheese should be stuff out of France that you eat out of the fridge.
Yeah. So here's another question. Divers versus pilot watches and NATOs versus rubber straps. What are your preferences?
So for the first question, yes, 50-50. I think they both get their kind of pluses and minuses. I mean, I like divers. I love Seamasters. I like the Oris dive watches. There's loads of dive watches that I really like. Pilots watches, depends I suppose it depends what you're classing as a pilot's watch. But yeah, I mean, I think it's like anything. I think most watches, there's lots of watches out there that are really nice. I don't I don't subscribe to the model of going down the avenue of just going down one brand or one type of watch. I think to me it's all about, if you see a watch you like it. It's as simple as that. I don't care whether it's a diver's watch, a pilot's watch, a chronograph, a freehand, a two-hand, a complication, whatever. You either like it or you don't. So on that one, I would say whatever you like. NATO versus rubber straps all day long.
Yeah, you even have an Hermes rubber strap.
I may or may not have that, yes.
I was with you when you bought it, so
I'm unwilling to admit it, because I know if I admit it, you'll try and steal it off me.
Sure, that's a possibility. You've already accused me of wanting to steal 2 of your possessions, so
It's not I'm not accusing you. I'm telling you are trying to steal them off me.
That's fair. That's a fair point. All right. I'm going to go live with some other chapter heads now.
No problem.
So thank you for joining me.
See you later.
See ya. All right. Let's see if I can get this list of folks up. It's really, really fantastic. This is true. Adam said in the comments that Dave is responsible for really getting things running in our London chapter. He and the co-organizers there are doing such an amazing job with the London chapter. It's just going great, and he also helps out with some of our chapters in Scotland. So Dave is very, very helpful to our chapters in the UK. So thank you for that, Dave. All right. I'm going live with Greg when he comes on. Unless he's walked away from his phone. I think Adam might have a little bit of a man crush on Dave, based on these comments. All right, if Greg doesn't join me in like 2 seconds, I'm going to go to somebody else. All right, let's get Mark. Greg, I'll come back to you in a minute. I do not know what's going on with this. It's not working very well. All right, that did not work either. Sorry, let me try Greg again. There we are. Hello.
Hey,
how are
what's
you?
going on?
All right, how's it going, man? Oh, you came with some stuff.
Yeah, I did. I'm down in my bunker, my war room, if you will.
All right. So this is Greg from our Chicago chapter, and like let's see what's going on with you. So, how you holding up in your bunker?
Good.
Doing all right?
Yeah. No, we're good. I'm able to work from home quite a bit, which is helpful. But I'm going to go into the office here shortly. I got some things I have to take care of that just need my attention in the office. I had to go in a few times, but managing the kids and getting their schoolwork done and, playing with watches and trying to enjoy life that way.
Awesome. So I'll ask you the same question I asked Adam and Dave, but what, if anything, has changed about your watch wearing habits? Have you been gravitating towards like the same watch every day, or are you been switching it up, or?
No, not really. I switch it up every single day. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And it's funny because I always look at my Instagram feed to see, okay, if I wore that watch the last time, what strap did I wear? Now I'm going to. So okay. I'm always changing it. As a matter of fact, I just got a couple of new straps from a couple of strap makers, Corriga in Germany. For one of my Panerais, and then I got another from Micah Dirksen recently. They came in the mail, so thank God for UPS and all that.
Cool.
I'm able to at least play with stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, it really hasn't changed too much. I took the kids out for a bike ride yesterday. We went almost 10 miles. And then today we did just about 4.5. So they were a little tired, but I put on a chronograph. I threw this on for the ride. I didn't want to put on my Speedy for it. That's that new Breitling Avenger night mission, which screams tactical for me. So I love it. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific watches you want to share with the class right now? And show us a couple of pieces.
Let's see if I can switch this around here.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to show a little bit here. We've got, of course, the G-Shock. I do wind up wearing this quite a bit when I'm doing work around the house and things like that. So, absolutely great watch. These are here I've got the Panerai with, this is the strap that was from P-Day 2017. So if you bought a Panerai during that time, you were able to get this strap. So I got that because I bought that Panerai then.
Nice.
This is one of those new Corrigas. I really, really like this gray colored strap. I thought it was pretty awesome. So that just came in the mail. Yeah,
that's
thank
really
you.
nice.
And then one of these vintager straps from Micah Dirksen, World War II ammo pouch. Actually, I think he said the pouch was actually originally from Slovakia, so that was pretty cool.
Wow.
And then just a few of the, I put all the bracelets back on them. So when I switch out the straps, I decide to put on a bracelet, and now I've got my little heavy metal collection.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are any of those heavier rotation than others?
It changes. I literally wear a different watch every single day.
Okay.
I don't really have a heavy rotation. Maybe when I get a brand new watch, I'll wear that for maybe a couple of days, but I still try to change them every single day. And again, I look back at my Instagram feed and see what I wore most recently to change it up.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, but it's good for everybody,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you're doing this. This is, I mean, it's hard, man. We've been going on week number 4, being at home and trying to help homeschool and do work from home and then go in the office once in a while and, seeing people. I mean, we were almost going to still have our last meeting, but I'm glad we didn't. It was a smart move not to do it.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have much of a choice ourselves because our city closed bars and restaurants basically at the same time that we decided to kind of ask everybody to hold off.
Yeah.
And I think based on the infection rates in New York City, maybe we didn't close bars and restaurants soon enough. But we'll see. Hopefully it's we've had our case rates and hospitalization rates are dropping a little bit, or have for a couple of days in a row. So
right.
Hopefully we're starting to see a drop here. We had a couple of questions in here.
Sure.
John asked if there was a Vacheron on the right of your.
It's let's see here.
Oh wow, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Good
So
eye, John.
this one, this is the one that my father, actually, I helped him pick it out when I was working in New York City still. We got a lot of watches from Cellini Jewelers. So this was picked up from Cellini. I helped him pick this out. And then a few years back, he decided to gift it to me because he was like, you know what? I don't wear it that often. And as much as you love watches. So yeah, I love it. It has that JLC movement in it, which is pretty cool. I do like the new interpretation of it. I don't like it as much as this one, honestly.
Yeah.
I do like this one a little better, but that Explorer one that they did with, or Explorer, who was that? That Mountaineer or something that they did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that combination was beautiful, absolutely stunning and perfect. Loved it.
Yeah, that watch was insane, and it was just, and I don't know, I don't think, and maybe Adam or somebody can tell me in the comments, I don't think they confirmed whether they're going to do a production version of that, but they broke the internet with that watch. They put it, they put it on, and that's literally all anybody was talking about for the whole day. The Corey Richards one, yeah, thank you. That was,
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's just absolutely perfection. I love that watch.
Yeah, they did a great job. And Vacheron really has done some. We had some cool events with Vacheron down here in Marshall Pierce, one of the stores down here, and it's been awesome. I've always loved Vacheron. I know it's like one of the 3 the trifecta that they say, but I really think they need to add Longa into that. But you know what? I think I prefer Vacheron over Patek. I mean, I don't have a Patek, and I would love one at some point, but there's just something about Vache that I really like. But then again, I mean, with Patek having a little bit of Polish heritage and me being a Polak, I kind of like that too.
Well, I think the thing with Vacheron Constantin and they are they do beautiful watchmaking. They have the technical chops that that are worthy of having them up in that upper echelon. And
100%.
they just do beautiful work, but I feel like they get a little bit, it's almost like they get overlooked sometimes. I mean, for people
Yes.
like us, it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
We are watch nerds, and we
100%.
we love them. But I think if you
Right.
go out into the world and you start talking to people about watches, you see someone wearing a Patek, they know Patek, they know Omega, they know Rolex, they know the big brands, but Vacheron kind of gets a little overshadowed, and I think that's unfair to them because they do such beautiful work.
I agree. And I think a lot of that too is advertising. I mean, you look at some of the brands. I mean, Rolex advertises, I think, more than any other brand. So I think some of that is probably true as well.
Yeah, I think we just need to get, if we just put, like a Vacheron on every golfer's wrist and every tennis player's wrist and every sporting event, then, but that's the thing is Rolex is a household name at this point. Like they almost don't need to do that.
Yep.
But Vacheron, I really think is, outside of the sort of, watch community and the people in the know is an underrated brand. It's, like people just don't know about it. And I think
agree.
they're just fantastic.
I agree.
Any other particular pieces you wanted to highlight or anything, or?
No, I mean, not really. I guess,
Okay.
like I said, I mean, those new straps that I got, I was really excited about.
And what was the strap producer again?
So one of them is a Kariga. So
Okay.
this one right here on my 372, that's Kariga, if I pronounce it correctly. He's out of Germany.
Okay.
I got it literally within less than a week.
Oh, nice.
And then this is a Micah Dirksen. Again, he does vintage World War II ammo strap pouches. So he collects, you go onto his site. It's really cool. You're able to see the pouch, how worn it is, and you pick the pouch, and then he'll cut the strap out of it. So
yeah, that's cool. I think the thing. I think, well, obviously, people who are afflicted with this particular hobby and passion are also sometimes get really down the rabbit hole of custom straps and extra straps, and so I'm always interested to hear about different producers of those straps. So
sure. A little bit my watch shrines in here.
Well, you've got all kinds of stuff going on in there.
Oh yeah, I've collected stuff for over the years, so it's an addiction.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, well, thanks, Greg. Thanks for joining, and I'm gonna sign off here, and then I'm gonna pull somebody else on next. So thank you.
All right, love you guys. Take care.
Take care. All right. Somehow I have to turn the camera around in order to add somebody else. So let's go, John. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Would you like to tell everybody where you are? Are you
I am
Cleveland?
near Cleveland, yes.
Yeah.
I'm one of the chapter head for Cleveland.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's the
Also not
second.
shaving like Adam.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like that's going to be a trend, like in a few weeks or a month or something. We're just going to emerge and everyone will be furry.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll ask you the same question I asked everybody else. Has the sort of quarantine changed your watch wearing habits?
Yes.
Oh, you don't have one on?
I'm not wearing watches really.
Okay.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Some of the guys in the chapter were giving me a hard time. They're like, you should just put on a different watch every day. But I haven't. Unlike other people, I don't have Apple watches to wear every day. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I've been putting on a watch every day. So I definitely have been doing it, but usually I do it, I like get out of the shower, get dressed, and then I put a watch on and then go about my day. And lately I've noticed I'm not doing it until like you know, mid morning or something like that, because I'm at home. So my usual thing is like when I'm getting ready to leave the house, I put it on. But
Yeah,
so what?
I was just looking in some of my watches. You can see, I don't know, the date is the 20th, and that was the last time that thing.
That was the last time you wore it. So what do you have a couple of watches that you want to show us?
Yeah, the one that I got like right before the lockdown happened is this Laco
Okay.
uh, Topper Edition, limited to 100, um, and it's just super super comfortable. Um, it's got the blued steel indices,
Nice.
um, which is sort of the special thing about it. Um, but yeah, it's what I've been wearing if I do put something on, just because it doesn't have a date, and so it's easy to just wind it, set the time, and go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some people don't care about having the right date on their watch, but uh, yeah, I kind of like it for just how easy it is to just put on and go. Uh,
Yeah.
all I can
I
do is
love.
wear it when I walk the dog now, but
Right. Right. Exactly. But you know, I was just when I was pulling the Oris Clean Ocean out to take some photos of it and stuff. I was very happy with the quick set date. It just, you know, like that's one thing that you know, some of my vintage pieces, it's like I love them, but sometimes I'd be like, I'm gonna, maybe I'll wait for a couple weeks till so I don't have to sit there and, you know, and like go all the way around the calendar. What else? Do you have anything else that you want to share with the
the
rest?
only other one that's been getting wrist time is the Batman.
Yeah.
That's the only other one. Um, I took it out a few days ago and set the date and set everything up on it, and it's the other one I really enjoy how comfortable it is. And we were supposed to go to England like last week. I was supposed to be seeing Dave in person and stuff. That's kind of why I like the GMT. It's kind of why I wanted to get it before we went. So I just got it out and wore it when I was supposed to be in England. So
Oh, right. I remember there was a little conversation in our little chat that we had
yeah,
about that. So there's a couple of questions, but I'm actually gonna pop one of the questions up on the screen here. So this is always interesting for me to talk to people about. So this is how long have you been playing with watches? So how long have you been a collector, and what got you into it?
so I think 2013 or 14. What got me into it was my father-in-law gave me at the time I didn't know was a really rare watch. He gave me a Breitling 765 AVI 1953 model with the original lizard strap.
Okay.
Um, I didn't. It didn't really do anything for me. I didn't really find it appealing, so I traded it and probably got the short end of the trade. But that's what got me into it. I got a Breitling and a Speedmaster in the trade, and then it
Okay.
just sort of built up from there.
That's cool.
So not very long for by the standard of a lot of people.
Okay. Yeah, I'll answer that question too. I think, you know, I started with, you know, a couple of decent watches. You know, I had swatches when I was a kid because swatches are great. And then, you know, when I got my first like real job, I got a nice watch, but it was a Movado. I had a couple of tags here and there, but you know, I didn't really know anything about watches until I started coming to Red Bar actually. So, you know, I didn't know, well, I knew some stuff, but not very detailed amount of stuff. And I've known Adam Craniotes. A lot of people know this. New York folks know this, but Adam Craniotes and I have a friendship that is old enough to legally drink in this country. So we used to work together back in the day at a tech company, the first tech boom. We've known each other for a very long time, and Instagram sort of started taking off, and you know, we had kept in touch over the years, and I saw all these pictures of him hunched over in a dark bar every week, you know, looking at watches with a bunch of people. And I said, what's up with that? And I see all these pictures, it's kind of grainy pictures of watches. And he said, come out. He's like, bring your swatches. There's no snobs here. And and we did. We literally showed up with, like 30 swatches. And everybody's like taking their Rolexes and Pateks off and like, whatever watches they were wearing off and trying them on and stuff. And so, and everybody was so nice. And I think that's one of the things I love about this community is that, people are knowledgeable and they want to share that knowledge and that passion. Like no one at RedBar is there to be the guy with the biggest goldest watch in the room. And if they are, they self-select out because nobody gives a crap about that. Like there's always, like everybody is there because they love this hobby and they love this this crazy thing that we do. So, oh, nice.
This
Nice.
has gotten more comments and stuff at the RedBar events than anything else.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. And stay safe.
Yep, you too.
Thanks. All right. So this thing, just so you guys know, this shuts off automatically. Instagram Live shuts off at an hour and we're at 57 minutes. So I'm going to, let's see if I can let Adam back in to finish this. I'm sure he's way drunker now in the 57 minutes that have passed since the beginning of this thing. How much drunker are you?
I'm pretty drunk.
Yeah.
I've been drinking the whole time.
Yeah, you seem it. I mean, you seem like you came in drunk, and then you just kind of went like off a cliff. But
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh yeah, you did. You were very Miley Cyrus-y in there. So let's see if I can find one more question.
We got 2 minutes. You're gonna cut us off.
Yeah, I know. Here's let's see.
Got cold out.
Yeah, all of these are like, well, we already know the answer to the go-to quarantine beverage. Let's see. Sophie's asking, are brands asking us to prepare any initiatives, events, or helps with launches for after Corona? Actually, yes. Not just after, but during. We're talking to a bunch of folks about doing some, either Instagram Lives or Zooms or other kind of stuff with some brands. The brands still have things to talk about. Our collectors still want to look at, new watches and stuff. So, fortunately, because of all these digital platforms, we have the ability to have somebody in Switzerland or Germany or Japan or whatever get on a camera with us and show us some watches up close. So yes to that, and also afterwards, we are already actively planning for doing stuff later in the year, just to make sure that once things go, whatever the new normal ends up being, that we will be doing some things then. So we've only got a few seconds left before Instagram cuts us off. So I would like to say, aside from Adam, thank you for joining us, and we'll be doing these every Tuesday. So see you next Tuesday.
We will.
Bye.
Definitely. And
bye, everybody.
I think we have like 30 seconds. Can we just keep going till the end?
Well, then it won't
until they cut us off.
It won't let us save it if we don't. So I gotta stop.
Then Kathleen, she's the smart one. Do what you gotta do.